What if they framed the wrong man twice? They said I was a monster. But monsters aren't usually framed. This place wasn't just a business. It was my home. And my family. We were easy targets for a system that already stole 18 years from me. October 31st, Halloween, the day she never left.
Teresa. She'd been here before, a photographer doing her job.
Here's a great deal on this Pontiac.
I waved. She took the picture. That's all there was.
She left, alive, driving out those gates.
I spent the night burning trash, just like every other night. Three days later, she was missing, and they knew exactly where to look. Not the county sheriff, the county that owed me $36 million. They weren't looking for a missing woman. They were looking for revenge. And miraculously, after 7 searches, a car appears. No mud, no rust, a car that sat in a forest for days without a speck of dirt. I knew then, history was repeating itself. And my nephew, a boy who couldn't tie his shoes without help, was next. They found her key, 7 searches later, inside my trailer. They told me to confess. I told them to call my lawyer. They didn't record me. Funny, isn't it? For a crime they said was so brutal. But they recorded Brendan. For hours, no parent, no lawyer. They fed him a story, and he repeated it back to them. They promised him he could go home. All he had to do was say what they wanted. Leading questions: the blueprint of a false confession. I heard they had my nephew. That's when the Hoyt died. They put us both on trial. One man, one boy, for one crime.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, the evidence is clear. This murder suppressed prep.
The prosecutor told the jury I was a predator. He used my past to dare me. A bullet with her DNA, found months later, after the FBI showed up. The lab claimed it had her DNA, but no blood, no tissue, just particles. My lawyers asked the simple question: why was the key found after the police searched my trailer alone? They didn't have an answer, just silence and lies. My blood was in evidence. The seal was broken. The tube was punctured.
They found my blood in her car. But no sweat, no fingerprints, just pure, clean blood.
I bleed when I work. My hands bleed. Where was the smear? Where was the mess?
They said I burned her body in a pit I used every day and forgot to hide it.
I bleed when I work. My hands bleed. Where was the smear? Where was the mess?
The bone experts said they weren't even sure it was human. But the jury didn't hear that.
I didn't do it. I didn't. Brendan was put on trial. His confession was the star witness. Please, I just wanted to go home.
Experts said a low IQ child would say anything to make the bad men stop.
They were out for hours. I thought maybe, just maybe, reason would win.
Guilty. Guilty. 2 words that cost me my life again.
I didn't cry. I just looked at my mother. They took a child, sentenced him to life. Back to a cell for a crime that never happened. The system that wronged me before got it right this time, they said. Years later, the world finally saw what happened. Cameras came, they listened, they didn't believe the lies either. The world woke up. Millions demanded the truth.
Justice for Steven! Free for Gateford!
Just be said, free for that!
She proved the blood in the car came from a tube, not a wound.
Then came Kathleen Zellner, the woman who exposes the system.
The key, never used. Factory cut, planted. But the courts protect their own. They don't overturn convictions. They protect them. Appeals denied. Evidence ignored. The law is a shield for the guilty.
Then came Kathleen Zellner, the woman who exposes the system.
Appeals denied. Evidence ignored. The law is a shield for the guilty. We filed again, and again, and again.
I'm still here, waiting for a court to admit they were wrong.
Brendan lost his childhood, his youth, all of it. They paid me for the first time they framed me, so they did it again to avoid paying a second time.
I deny everything. We did everything by the book. They said they did everything by the book. The same book they threw away 18 years prior.
And in the middle of it all, Teresa, a real victim, but her real killer never faced a jury. Her phone pinged towers miles from my yard after she left. The timeline doesn't work. The evidence doesn't work. None of it works. They found my DNA under the hood, but no fingerprints, no skin cells, just DNA.
The lab that tested my DNA had a conflict of interest. They worked for the prosecution.
Her camera and phone were burned. But my burn pit was never properly excavated. They said I could have crushed her car, but it was found intact, in plain sight. They said unspeakable things happened here, yet not a trace of evidence was found. The car was found by a volunteer searcher, a searcher who was friends with the sheriff. My lawyers believed me. They fought harder than any men I've ever known. The prosecutor still smiles. He still claims the conviction was sound based on overwhelming evidence. Justice has been served. Hey, honey.
How was your day?
It was okay. We miss you.
Loves you. My mother is 80. She still comes to visit. She still believes.
The world saw the truth, but the truth isn't enough to open a cell door. They closed the case, but they never closed the investigation into themselves. We keep filing, because eventually science has to win. The EDTA test was flawed. They know it, we know it. The yard is gone. My family is broken, but I am not. Brendan found art. He found music. He survived what they did to him.
We are very close. Kathleen says we're close. I've heard that before, but I have to believe her.
There are new tests, new witnesses, new lies being uncovered.
One day, maybe, a jury will hear the truth I've been screaming for 30 years.
I've been here for 2 decades for a crime I had no part in. I didn't do it. I've never done anything like that. You have to believe me.
The truth is still out there, waiting.